Good morning, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Pink Girly. I have decided to pop on early today because my children are coming to visit, and I want to be ready for when they arrive. And my other stream, which used to be at 10, and I switched it to noon because I had hoped to get to church and home in time, but my dental situation has kind of put a kibosh on that. I'm a little shy about being seen in public with my current dental situation. Thank you, Jacqueline. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. So that's why I'm having visitors. And our daughter is supposed to be here around 1, I think. We'll have lunch. And we're going to hang out. And then my son will come for dinner. So I'll have both my kids here for my birthday for dinner. Isn't that great? Look, I'm fighting with these wipes. These are wipes from the UK, Little Angels. But I can't get them out. So I did a live this morning with my gardener. Hey, Linda. Good morning. Hi, Candy. Oh, thank you. Thank you, girls, for the birthday greetings. So we had some issues with apparently some not so nice comments. So Jacqueline took care of those. So just be aware if you see anything funky popping up. I haven't really had any problems with YouTube in a long time. There for a while, we were getting a lot of bots in and inappropriate comments and language and whatnot. But I haven't had that in a long time. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you. And so just be aware that may occur. And Jacqueline is here, so she'll kibosh them. And if I can, I will too, but I'm not too quick on the draw. Just got to say. All right, so last time we were together, I was working on these watercolor papers and taking some of the paint off and creating some cool background options. Kind of look like this. I forget what it's called. Cyanotype, Cyanotype, something like that. See, I'm just not really prepared. I'm kind of winging it, girls. But I just feel like relaxing and doing some art. And it's my birthday. It's my birthday, so I do what I want, right? So the first thing I want to do is get out, I think, some more stencils. I want to do some different stencils here. And I'm going to take this down to my glass mat because the gal that I saw do it recommended that. And she said, if you think you're going to have a problem with your stencil moving, it might be wise to tape it. So that's what I'm doing. And of course, these are a little bendy. I could have put some heat on. Well, maybe I should do that. Let's put a little heat on this to try to flatten this out a little more. So what I did was I took some 6x6, 140-pound watercolor paper and put 2 to 3 coats of watercolor on it. Color of your choice. Now, usually if you put some heat on the back side, you can get this to flatten out a little bit. I could iron it. Speaking of irons, I had a little issue this morning. Is my camera cooking again? And you'll see my nails are a little funky. These thumbnails popped, and these are all still on pretty good. So I'm transitioning. This is going to be my new my new set. So I thought instead of putting my silver ones on again, which I'm going to take off in a couple of days, let me transition to the new set, which I love. All right, this is really not flattening out. And it's not sticking to my table. Okay. All right. So the gal whose reel I watched, I don't know who it is, she recommends a sponge, which turns out to be a magic eraser sponge. But I'm just using a regular sponge. This is a round sponge that I chopped up. Used to use these for ceramics when I used to clean my greenware. This worked really well the other day. I'm not sure why this isn't. Oh, maybe my glass is a little damp. I wanted to pick out a different stencil than the ones I had out several. Look, it just keeps popping up. Several It's one of those days. It started already this morning with the iron. Um, I'm really a messy Bessie. I really am, and I have had my back has been giving me fits for. Oh, that's my favorite. Giving me fits for over a week now. My spinal stenosis has reared its ugly head, and I'm in hopefully on the downside of a flare up. So my back has not been great. So I haven't really been at my craft desk much. I've been in my comfy chair trying to take it easy. And I've just let things go out here in my room. So it's more of a disheveled mess than normal. You know, these are all kind of, I'm going to get some, let's start over. Let's start at the very beginning. I'm going to clean off some of this here nonsense on this is probably oxides on here. And I found with the one that I worked on last week, the color kind of transferred onto which isn't a bad thing, but it's just not the way it's supposed to be. So I'll clean these off a little bit and then we'll try again. Hi, Inch. So I twirled around in my chair, hit the little table I have set up here with my iron on it. And of course, I was fiddling and doing other stuff. So I didn't grab the iron right away, but it was only a couple of minutes. And it's one of those irons that once you wiggle it, it turns itself on. Well, I had forgotten about that. So now I have a nice little iron mark on my rug. And now this rug is trash because I abuse it out here with all my shenanigans, And but then there was a piece of fabric from a shindy carpet sitting there that the iron hit. So now the fabric is like adhered to the rug. Yeah, Hubs doesn't know about that yet. Maybe I should tell him, oh, it's still my birthday and I could get a pass. Oh, goodness. All right, that one. Let's fight again with the baby wipe. So Usually there's boxes sitting there anyway. Nobody's going to know. I'm not going to broadcast a TV show from here. Need to show you the carpet. And I'd really like to have tile out here on this floor. But Hubs doesn't really want to do that. I think largely because he doesn't want to have to move all the crap, I mean, I'm loaded with jazz here, which I love. I love all my stuff. So I'm just wiping these stencils down because I don't usually do that after I use them, which I should. But I will tell you, like, when you're doing stuff and you're streaming, those of you that I'm sure live stream would agree with me. You just like, you don't want people waiting. You just, whatever you use, unless it's like a texture paste, then I would get up and clean that right away, because you don't want that to get hard on your stencils. But like this kind of stuff, see how easy it's coming off? This can wait. And so when my stream is over and I start cleaning up my stuff, I just pop it back in my storage folder and forget about it. And then I never get it. I never go back and clean it. Oh, I think Peggy's watching my video. I see comments coming up. So I'm on early today. So forgive me if I've overlapped anyone that comes on regular. All right, some of that might carry over. I'm going to dry this with my heat tool. Flat. Because I want to take down. No, Candy, I think it's my oxides, my distress oxides. That's usually what I use on those stencils. I haven't used acrylic on them in a while. That's why it was coming off so easy. Acrylic, I try to get them right into water. This is just not cooperating today. Go figure. So I was going to say my birthday started off that way. I forget the first thing that happened, and then I had the iron thing happen, and I'm just figuring it's going to be one of those, one of those days. So I really don't want I don't know why this is not staying flat. Well, I did the paint on them several days ago. They've been bowed for a while, so maybe that's part of it. So I'm just going to dip this in some water. Now, I did give myself some tea. And I don't want my sponge to be super wet because I don't want it to seep under the stencil. If you weren't here for, oh, geez, now I'm running out of paper towel. If you weren't here for round 1, this is round 2 because I just have had these on my desk. And I'm just going to try to spend some time relaxing at my desk this morning and just working on a few things that I can maybe put in the finished pile. All right, so I just washed this. It's a little damp. I don't know. So what I'm trying to do is just pick up some of this watercolor paint. This is watercolor paper. Now, if your sponge is too wet, it's going to bleed and run under. So I'm trying to avoid that. So you really just want a damp sponge. And you could use a couple different stencils, it's up to you, whatever design you might like on your paper. Now, and you could use, this is a 6x6. But you could use, if you have scraps of watercolor paper sitting around, you could certainly use that. Oh, see, my nail just came loose. See, I'm pushing the envelope all the time. I didn't wait long enough for that to dry. Sorry. They usually stay on really well, but I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I didn't want to cancel today. I didn't think that was necessary because I like hanging out with you guys. But I also want to be, I don't want to be on for like a half an hour and have to go because my kids are here. You know what I mean? So let's see. I just spent my stencil there. There's still some stuff coming off my, oh, I'm so sad that nail popped off. All right, so I have water. Oh, you know what? I'll put some in this lid. Hi, Peggy. Good morning, and thank you for the birthday greeting. Put that little, I took all my little dishes in to get put in the dishwasher. Hey, Joyce, good morning. Joyce had a birthday a couple days ago. All right, so I'm taking a lot of that moisture out of that sponge. Now, I think this one here, this particular paper, see if I found that if I put 3 coats of watercolor on, see, look, I didn't get all the oxide off. So it kind of looks cool, though. Pull this up so you can see it. I find that if I had the 3 coats of watercolor on the paper, it lifts, lifts better. Now, I did wipe down my stencils trying to get the oxide off that was on there, but see, I think that's the oxide just kind of transferred on there. And this is where I was able to lift some of the watercolor paint. Let me dry this. And then with the other ones, is Vale here? Vale. Thank you, Joyce. Here she is. Good morning, Vale. Thank you, Vale. I usually don't tell anybody it's my birthday, but I came on early so I can get off early. So I want to do everything. I don't want to give anything up. So I didn't want to cancel today. It's not a big deal if my kids show up and I'm back in my room. It's not a big deal. But I wanted to do the garden thing because I've been wanting to do that for weeks now, and those flowers aren't going to last forever. Is Gail here? Did I miss Gail? Morning, Gail. I see people saying good morning. And so I wanted to get that done, and this morning seemed like a good time to do it because he's done such a great job on the garden. It really is pretty. Okay, so I want to go this way. Hi, Clint. So I thought it was a lot cooler out than it was, and I'm not used to doing a live outside, so my connection was not great. I had issues there. And when I listened back just before it came on here, you can't, well, I don't hear so well either. So the volume's not real great either. Like when Mary does it, you can hear her really well. But I haven't really done it live outside. So it's not the best. But if you like flowers and plants, you will enjoy seeing the beautiful flowers and the blooms and stuff aside from the sound. So I think this is cool, right? So let's do another one. This one here is still real bending. I'm going to try to get this flatter. Clint, I never know it's you because your name is always changing with your channel. How you doing? You doing okay? All right. So this is a kind of a seafoam green. Oh, thanks, Joyce. He's worked really hard at it. I should show you a picture. I sent one to Mary a while ago. I don't know if I could. You're good? Okay, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I'd sent Mary a picture of Ron's concoction when he bought all those geraniums, I guess, last year, and they were so beautiful. And he's like, I think I can make cuttings and then have these plants, to fill in next year. So he put this shelving unit up in the room he sleeps in and bought these really like fluorescent type lights. And gosh, it looked like aliens were landing most of the winter because he'd have the lamps on for so many hours and then off. But his plants grew like crazy. They were blooming like crazy. I mean, they were beautiful. And so that's where all the geraniums came from this year. All right, let's see. I pulled out this one. This is one of my favorite Timmy ones. I just like the whole thing. I wish it was wider, but I'm going to just see what this looks like. Now I'm going to rinse out my sponge again. I apologize because I didn't give my nail long enough to dry. So I've got a naked thumb. The naked thumb. Well, that would be a cool name for a channel. The naked thumb. I didn't think I'd get that messy. Now this, I'm not sure. I think this may only have 2 coats of the watercolor. So, of course, I did several sheets at once and lost track of how many coats I was putting on. So, if you're going to try this, I think to be more successful, it would do well if you kept track of how many coats of watercolor you're putting down. I would recommend at least 3. Because your end result, I think, is better. The contrast of where you're picking up your paint. Now, the gal in the reel, she uses a Mr. What is it called? Magic Eraser. A Mr. Clean's well, I guess you can buy generic too. A Magic Eraser type sponge, which maybe you get a better result with that as well. I'm not sure. I don't have that. So I'm just using a regular craft sponge. I missed a bunch over there. Over there. Let's see if I can line this back up. I should be able to. I didn't have much come up over here, but it's probably because I only had a couple layers of paint. That's a little better. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, but I'm going to flip it. I'm going to flip it. Of course, I just pulled off my last piece of paper toweling. So what's everybody else up to today? We're going to have hoagies for lunch, which I'll probably take mine apart and turn into a salad. And then my husband's making the famous Ron's chicken for dinner. It's not his creation. It's just my brother-in-law calls it Ron's chicken. So in our family, it's kind of just always called that, which is basically chicken breasts that he marinates in, I think, mayo and Parmesan cheese and maybe some garlic powder or something, and then dips it in breadcrumbs and bakes it in the oven. Oh, Peggy, did you? Oh, gosh, I hope that went okay. How's he feeling? Oh, the things we do. Clint is just relaxing. That's always good. It is the weekend. It is Sunday. Those skills definitely are not in the contract. But it just, it just helps for me anyway. Not that I don't already know this, but healthcare providers, he didn't scream, so it all went okay. Good. Healthcare providers, home health aides, especially with my mom last year and or even 2 years ago, and our neighbor Betty with her healthcare. I mean, the folks that do this, nurses, on a regular basis, oh, God bless them, because they're a different breed. They're a different breed. God bless them. Angie said, I'm sewing to get ready for tomorrow. It's tomorrow already, Ange? Oh, my goodness. I guess you got a lot of stuff ready already, huh? All right, so this is really wet here. I'm going to get my heat tool and dry this a little bit. This one turned out pretty. Let me hold it up for you in a second. Let me dry this. Now, mostly I'll be using these in my journals and on journal pages to create, something attractive in a journal page. And so I don't need a 6x6. Teresa, how are you feeling? Thank you, Teresa. Um, in fact, I got a text message in messages. I didn't recognize the number, but it said there was a photo attached. So I'm a little curious. And I thought, oh, I shouldn't probably open this, but I did. Well, I'm glad I did because it turned out to be one of my neighbor Betty's caregivers. She hadn't been able to get a hold of Betty. Her son shut down her phone right away instead of leaving it, where he could respond to folks and let them know that she'd passed. No, we didn't do that. Um, so I had to tell her that she passed. So that's all still happening, which is kind of a bummer. So I think this one's pretty. So I'm going to probably tear this one as well. But for right now, I'm going to leave it whole because I'm thinking, well, I should maybe stamp on this. I could stamp on this maybe. Hey, Judy, hi. Judy is coloring in Creative Heaven. Oh, Creative Haven's Creative Cats coloring book. Markers and color pencils. Oh, cool. They're a bit intense, those Creative Havens sometimes, aren't they? Hmm. I'm waiting to hear back from Devin. I messaged Devin to see if she's interested in getting a Day of the Dead coloring book and doing a buddy coloring. Sometimes we do a buddy coloring project. So I'm thinking maybe I'll let this dry for a minute. Maybe I'll stamp on this and then tear this and, use that in a journal. Might be cool. Might be cool. Look at watercolor. I'm a mess already. This one, same thing. See, I did this the other day, but I didn't tear it. So let's put that aside. I've got one left. I'm not sure how this one's going to fare because it's yellow. Now, I did yellow stripes, two different colors. I'm not sure if you can tell that. And my sponge is really quite cruddy from those other colors. And I don't want to take the time to waddle out to the sink. Let me see if I can flatten this one a little bit. I pulled out a couple other stencils. Maybe I'll do a combo. Let's do a combo and see what it looks like. All right. Let's try the tape again. We'll get fresh tape. So I was going to be working on some journal covers, just covers, while sitting in my comfy chair. Hoping that my back will get, back to its normal self. And instead of working on covers, I ended up like coloring and doing stuff like I don't know. I just so distracted. I can be so distracted. I'd kind of like this. So let's see if I can lift some color. Let's see. This water's kind of getting. All right. You know what? I'm going to get. I have another jar here that I can put the dirty water in. Now that the gardens are all in shape and we've gotten the roof over the patio, I think Hubs is going to need another project. Maybe I should suggest a few things out in my craft area here. Well, we have a spackler coming tomorrow, I think, because they had to chunk a hole through to get the electric to work out from the house out to the patio. So, of course, it's right behind the unit I have a lot of my supplies on. So, I'm not sure if this is going to work. Looks like the chat is clean for this live. It might have been yeah, maybe, Jacqueline. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to see this very well. So this is something else I need to know for next time. You can barely see that. Use a contrast, use heavier colors, darker colors. So when you lift it, you have more of a contrast. So maybe for this one, what I'm going to do is I'll use some of my oxides on here. Let me try that spot. I don't want to waste the paper, Now I have to decide. Now I do have that bumblebee journal I'm working on. This is hard to see. Yeah, it's right like that. So I'm wondering if I should just do like a black, you know? I could use this maybe in the bee journal. Let's do this. Let's tape this down so it doesn't get any ideas and get wiggles, to get the wiggles. Now I don't have much in the way of black. I don't have a black in my oxides. I do have a black, of course, in my distress inks. Soot. Let's see what soot looks like. So this really will hopefully look like a bumblebee. Give us the impression of a bumblebee. Maybe not. So I'm going off the grid here, if you will. It looks cool. I should be able to find a place to use it. Just takes a little while. I'm going to tear that edge off probably. I'm sure Tim Holtz has a reason why he makes these so narrow. Good morning, Beth. But I wish they were just a little wider. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Just a little bit over here. I'm not going to rip that much off, I don't think. Well, I'm going to probably rip it in half. And then rip my edge. Okay. So this one's different than the others. This one, because I did a yellow and it was so light you couldn't see the paint coming off. There was not enough of a contrast. So I added the distress ink. Look, see, my painter stapled up the paper. Not good, not good. So I'm going to get my decal ruler. And I'm going to, well, first of all, I'm going to rip it in half. This paper is tough to rip. See, I'm liking that edge. It's just part of the look I'm going for. And I'm doing it upside down because I want the white to show as much as I can get it to show, which it's not that much. That's cool. Now let's do this one as well. It's easier if you can get it started first. All right, so now I have these other ones, but I'm going to stamp on the other ones first before I tear them. I have two more to do. Now I just added ink to several of my ink pads. I'm hoping that they're juicy enough to give me a good stamp. Now, let's see. What do I want to stamp? That's the question at hand. What is this? No, this looks cool. This has something about Paris on it. Oh, that's always good, right? Let's get a piece of scrap paper and let's get my mouse pad, which will give me a little bit of a cushion while stamping, which I think is always good. Oh, your mom? You can't sneak out, huh? All right, so let's sit this up here for a moment. Scrap. And I re-inked this. Oh, yeah. See, I got it messy over there on that edge. I always do that. It's still not as dark as I would think it should be. Of course, maybe I gotta, how do they say it? Warm it up like you have to with your jelly plate. Warm up your jelly plate. Maybe I gotta warm up the stamp. I'm gonna flip it this way, press it. That's just not the way you should do it. That's a little better. It's kind of blurry because I mushed it. All right, let's re-ink. Now this is a little harder to use because I have it on a skinny block. So it's a little harder to manipulate. I'm going to put it right here, that lattice work area. Yeah, that's probably hard for her to do that, especially when it's your mom. I know Angie is an adult child, but sometimes I think that's probably still hard. Oh, I didn't stamp very well, guys. Look. I guess maybe because it's watercolor paper, so it's got a little bit of a texture, maybe, and it doesn't stamp that great. Let's try a different kind of stamp. That's not good. I don't know how great these would be either. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Different kind of paper might be better. All right, let's take this off. Ugh. So do you think I'm going to have that trouble with hashtags? Because like I was listening to someone that's supposed to be an expert with, getting better results and more views with things you put on your channel, like your videos and whatnot, like renaming them and stuff. That's not really that great either. Um, and I don't use hashtags generally at all. So do you think hashtags are going to be a problem? Gosh, I don't remember. I'd have to go in and look. But like, you tried to see them, but they were gone. I did something like hashtag art, hashtag garden tour. I mean, nothing, nothing crazy. I mean, to me, that's just, all right, hold on. If I go in here to edit, uh, I put working around my desk. Where the heck are they? Yeah, they're gone. I don't know. Oh, that's odd. I don't know. No, I don't think I did backyard. Oh, that's right. It's not this video. It's the other ones. Wait a minute. Hold on. I should be able to go here. I'm editing. You can hear me, right? And still see me. Um, Goodness me, they're not there. So why is that? So now I don't know. I have no idea, but I know I didn't use backyard. I did garden change. Yeah, you have to save your changes, but this was the initial setup, so I shouldn't have to save that. It should save itself. And then if I go in and take a change, yeah, that's true, Jacqueline. But it's just, it's upsetting. Um, Yeah, this guy said if you go in and re-optimize your videos or your lives, I'm assuming you can do the same, and rename it, um, it should increase your viewership, and hopefully help you get some more subs. And he was talking about using hashtags. Well, I never use hashtags at all. So, well, that's true. But, you know, I haven't had an issue in a really long time. Okay, so this isn't working out the way that oh, look, that's broken, that I anticipated. So I'm just moving on. Moving on, people. So I'm going to take that away and I'm going to tear this up into other different sized pieces. And this is all going to go in my stash to be able to use on different projects. Now I can glue things on here for sure, right? So take them this far, and it's hard to just hear it and have a little. Oh, you're almost. Yeah, I was thinking you were a little younger than that, Anne. To tell you the truth, yeah, yeah. You're always going to be her child, though, even though you're not a child. My kids are always going to be my children, even though they're in their 40s now. Well, my son's not quite in his 40s, but you're still our kids. But it's hard for some parents anyway to make that transition. You know what I mean? Especially you live at home and you're kind of still under your mother's thumb, if you will, to some degree. And there's a whole, respectful thing. So you can still say, I think Candy's giving you some good advice, but you don't have to be nasty about it. You just have to say, Mom, I can't do that right now. Be respectful about it. It's not like you're going to have a tantrum like you were 3, but that got crooked, but it's okay. Look, I'm thinking I might just chop it in half there too. So I think I did use some of this somewhere. and the orange one. Let's tear this one this way. Now, I use some crazy colors, but you could use colors that are more to your liking, or if you have a book, say you're working on a book that's pink, you might want some hot pink or some fuchsia or something like that, that kind of goes with the journal you're working on. Maybe you have a journal that just could take all different kind of colors, where it's kind of all over the map. That's kind of fun too. But say busy getting ready for my show tomorrow, Ma, which is true. Can't really see those butterflies either. Oh, look, I want to do this edge. You don't have to deckle the edges either. I just liked it. I liked what I saw on the reel, and I liked it this is what the gal did. So I'm just kind of copying. And I was thinking the other day, and I saw your comment about, somebody taking your pictures of your stuff and they wanted to copy it. First of all, that's a compliment. So, take it as a compliment because it is a compliment. And their audience is different than your audience. So don't worry about that stuff. But if it really bothers you, just say, you know what, I'll put up a little sign. So please don't take photos. I think most people would respect that. I think these are cool, guys. I really like them. So then it's the same idea, like, you make a bunch of tea bags and you work on those. Or, clusters. I was saying Kathy Cow has a box of all clusters that she makes. And then when you need one, you don't have to stop what you're doing to make and create one. You just go to your stash and you pull it out, right? We love you too, Ange. Okay, so now I have my bee book here. Let's just see where we are with this. Not very far, guys. I haven't gotten very far. Let's dump this before I have a mess on my hands. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday greetings. I just can't believe how old I am. Complaining about that this morning. My husband said, well, I'm going to be older than you. Yeah, well, that's true. Married to an old dude. All right, let's see if I can find. I think I put a piece of this in here. Yeah, I should say. I didn't glue those in yet. I feel like I should move this. I wonder if I did put a piece of it in here. Yeah, right here. I did black. And then I added some of the cutouts from one of the digitals I'm using. I think that turned out cute. I'm liking that page. So let's see. This might be a little too yellow. Who did I miss? Did I miss someone? Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. That might be a little too yellow, guys. What do you think? A little too yellow? Of course, I could just use it as a filler. That might work. I think that might be a little too yellow. I got lots of work to do in this yet. Hubs washed out my little needle nose glue thing, and I unclogged the nose and promptly dropped the cap. Can't find it on the floor. I'm going to have to get the flashlight to see if I can find it. But this is going to go here. Maybe I should just glue this in. Judy says my eldest sibling is 82, and I'm the youngest, and you're 62. Oh my goodness, there are 6 girls and 3 boys surviving. Oh, sweetie. Oh my goodness. I was thinking the other day, how old will I be if I, hang around long enough to see my granddaughter be, you know, 18 or 20. I got a late start, so then my kids got a late start. Well, my son hasn't even started. So, a lot of people have great grands. Wouldn't that be something? Oh boy. I just can't even imagine. How fun. So, Judy, you doing good? You're doing good. Teresa, how you feeling? I don't know. Teresa may not feel like talking. She said happy birthday, but she might be taking it easy. Our dear Teresa. And then I don't know if Jassy is listening or maybe she'll watch the replay. Jassy, I'm wondering how Daryl's feeling. What's going on with your honey bun there? I feel like I need something here. Ange, God bless you. No, honey, I'm 72. 72. Daisies and Grace. Hello, Daisies and Grace. Bonnie. Hello, Bonnie. Thank you for the birthday greeting. So I got a bunch. You're okay. Your great nephew had his first son. Oh my gosh, still in the NICU, but growing. Oh, good. Oh, God bless him. 5 pounds. That was my niece. My niece was, I think she was 4 pounds. She looked like a little chicken. She looked like a chicken from from the grocery store. There wasn't an ounce of fat on her. God bless her. Now she's in her 30s and she's got her own son and she's doing wonderfully well. She's just been a blessing. So, oh my gosh, how wonderful! New babies are just so yummy, huh? So oh yeah, so I got some stuff. You were, Candy? Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Where did I get this? I got this from somebody. I don't know. It might have been Pearl. But look, this is looks like tatting, right? So I took the edges off because I want to be able to use it. And then I can use this, the plain inside part for something. But I was thinking I might need to I didn't cut that so well, but um, let me see if I can find a place to put this. Maybe on the edge of a page. Oh, maybe here. See, I need something here. Maybe I should coffee stain this. And I got a bunch of stuff from Pearl. I was at Pearl shopping, so I got a bunch of stuff from Pearl. Look, here's another pretty one. This is kind of wide. But I think I need something with a little contrast for inside here. I want something to contrast here. Thank you, Diane. Thank you for the birthday greeting and welcome in. Not sure. I got to get off. I got to get off the fence with some of this and just get moving on this. Get moving and grooving. Let's get rid of these bits. Let's put this back where it belongs. Pearl was doing Build-A-Bundles. And of course oh my gosh, there goes my phone again. It's a pharmacy. It's the pharmacy. Now the pharmacy is calling. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. All right, I have all my bits to do tuck-ins and stuff here. So I haven't, as you can see, I haven't done anything with my covers. So I'm going to put that aside. I have other things here that I want to work on that I'm thinking about, working on things and getting them together for Jacqueline's sale. Jacqueline's Lovely's Crafting Laws. She sells on Friday evenings, and she's opened it up to having vendors. So I'm going to call these toppers, but I think they need a little something, something. So I have to dig through some of my stash, but I was thinking I wanted to stamp on some of these. And I wanted to use script. A little bit of script here and there. Now this might be hard because it's on this block. But if I just ink a little area, I think I'm starting to feel hungry. So let's give it a go. So these are some digitals that I purchased, and I try to be cautious and be aware that I have the ability to use them and to resell. And most of them that I purchase, you can. Oh, that's good. Okay, so that works. That looks better. Yeah, but you should alter them in some way. Most of them like to alter them, and then you have to say, they want you to say, whose it is, which I don't remember right now. I should write it on the back, but I'll go back and do that. And I can put these in my description box. So let's see. I just think I want a little bit of script here and there on these, and then I'm going to add other things. So I'm just going to do that. Oh, for the birthday, we're going to have hoagies for lunch. I'm going to probably turn mine into a salad. And Hubs was asking me yesterday, what kind of cake I wanted. Oh, ice cream cake would be great. But our daughter doesn't eat anything vanilla based, and our son doesn't eat chocolate. And so I said, "You're asking me a question I really can't I really can't answer, So we've got a cake that's half chocolate, half vanilla, and then we've got vanilla and chocolate cupcakes. And then he's going to ice them so you can have almost any combo. And he bought creamsicles, and he bought he didn't buy ice cream, which he bought Eskimo pies. The kids will like those, so I don't think we'll have it all together. But yeah, yeah, strawberry shortcake would be nice. I mean, if he had asked me before he went to the store, I would have said buy a cake. But he's very, we'll say, frugal. All right, so I'm just adding a little script here or there. Oh, maybe they will. Oh, I'll have to check, Teresa. Real Eskimo pies. Made by the real Eskimos. Now, somewhere I have a really cute stamp that's the alphabet, and it's always missing from its spot. And I throw it in the drawer, which I shouldn't do. Well, this one's cute, but this one I don't know. Let's see which way this goes. Which way did it go? Which way did it go? Let's see which way this is supposed to be. This way. Corresponding order. That's kind of cute. Oh, that looks cute. Let's put one on the B, but I still don't find my alphabet. I should attach it to something permanent. Oh, that's a letter. I don't want just a letter. That's Christmas. I don't want Christmas. See, this is what I do. I don't want the dog to get them if they fall on the floor, and then I can't see them. And so I just pop open my drawer and just throw them in the drawer, which is not a good, it's not a good habit to get into. But what can I tell you? I am the worst. I am the worst. I am the worst. Cute little dragonfly. I have a couple of these that I like, but they're always Christmas. They're on a big long stick like this. These are so cool. I wish I had some that weren't Christmas. I should look for those. I should look for those. Just make sure, yeah. Okay, let's ink this up. And I should go through and clean my stamps. Let's see. Let's get this one right here. Now, what I have to do is find other things. Okay, Peggy? Thank you. Queen for the day. Yeah, I'm queen most days, actually. I'm so spoiled. But thank you, my dear. I'm glad Peter's past that catheter part. That's got to be good. That's got to feel good for him. All right. I like that corresponding order. See, that's all part of the Timmy, that's that stamp that I like. Let's see. I could pull. Let's just do it. Let's just do it because it's my birthday. It's my birthday. I was thinking, uh, it's my birthday and I'll do what I want to, do what I want to, do what I want to. I was thinking of that old song. It's my birthday and I'll cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Ooh-doo-doo-doo-doo. See, I love these. I love these numbers. See, this is what I'm wanting, but it's always missing because I'm always using it. I don't think it's in here. I think that's wintry stuff there. Happy holidays. Winter wishes. Yeah, I don't want jazz. I think the rest of this is all it's all cool stuff, but it's not the one I'm looking for. And I don't really have any cool washi tape. I have postage stamps and all kinds of ephemera. I just have to remember where I put it. Oh, thank you, Judy. Judy's so sweet. You're all so sweet. Thank you so much. All right, let's see what we got here. Back to sewing. Okay. And just got to get crack-a-lacking. She's got a show tomorrow. Let's put this on this way. Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. Yes. We didn't have a river. We had some woods. We lived right next to my grandmother. It was fabulous. Fabulous. I don't think my mom thought it was so fabulous because she would always say to us, "You're only allowed to have one popsicle. One popsicle. You don't need two. Just get one popsicle." And we'd go over and say, "Mommy said only one popsicle." And my grandmother would say, "I think you need one for each hand." And now, as a mom, fast forward many years. Look, I'm going to use this to push down. This is not, oh, wait a minute. Let's use this. I know my mother, I now understand my mother's frustration with that, you know? You're sweeter than you think you are, Ange. See, this isn't real dark, but that's okay. I think that's all right. You know, doesn't have to be super dark. Let's get this little guy. This little guy really inks and prints and stamps very well. Let's just see if I can get it. He needs his backside cleaned. I bought the stuff that Judy recommended. It works well, but it's you got to use it. That's the problem. You got to use it. See, my problem is I'd rather be making stuff and fussing around like this than doing cleanup on aisle 12. All right, so now I'm going to need some ruffles or some lace or some jazz like that on some of these, right? And I just can't believe we're almost 60. That's just amazing to me. Look, I didn't cap my glue. I don't know if this one needs a stamp because there's so much writing on this one already, right? Okay, so let's cap that up. Now let's see what we got here at the desk. So I started to take that off and then quit. So let's snip this. I should probably clean my hands, would be a good idea. Now that needs something underneath. Clean up, everybody do their job. Clean up, clean up. That kind of works like that, right? Let's find those baby wipes again. I'm going to watch my time here a little bit because I want time to get myself presentable. I've got another crazy here. See, that's watercolor. Well, you know what? It's oxides too. I'm going to have to go get some heavy duty soap. I've got another crazy hair color, so I want to have time to fix my orange locks. It's supposed to be red, but it's really quite orange, but I like it, but it's different. It's very crazy. It's crazy. It's a little crazy. Okay, it's a lot crazy. I'm going to snip this again. I'm going to use my hot glue gun. Come on. Now, this has been plugged in for a little while, but it doesn't seem like it's very. Maybe I'll put it on this side because then I can see my stamping. Oh, apple green. That sounds pretty. I gotta put my glasses down for this one. This one, I don't know if there's really not a front and a back. Okay, for this, I should use my Fabri-Tac, methinks. Methinks. So let's see if I can uncap this. I'll put a Fabri-Tac there. Put that on. What's Jacqueline say? Yeah, it's definitely tatting. You know, years ago, they used to tat around, and crochet too, but they used to tat around, you know, napkins or hankies and things like that. And you can tell if you really look at it, the difference between crochet and tatting. That's definitely tatting. All right, so this I think needs a little bit more. So the idea is maybe if you're got a journal page or a cover of a journal, you know, this would just be a topper to add this on. Oh, my glue is exploding. So maybe some color or something on this. I don't know. Let's see what else we've got here. I've got tons of stuff I can pull out. This is, I think, got a staple in it. So let's get that staple out. I can find my pokey tool. Let's see, maybe we should use. Use my tweezers to get under there. Boy, a pokey tool would really be great now. I have 2 of them, or 3 of them. I don't know where to put either of them. Why are we not surprised? Oh, goodness me. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Or so she thinks. Gosh, that's really in there. This is something I got from Pearl. It's so pretty. All right, I want to make sure that goes in the. Okay, let's see. What are we talking about? Are we talking about candied? Oh, candied apples, Jacqueline. Now you have me wanting a candy apple. Oh my gosh, I wish I could bite into a candied apple. I always like the red ones, with that thin red. Ange wants a caramel one with nuts. Do you ever have one of those Mrs. Pringles? I think that's what they're called, Mrs. Pringle. It's an apple and it's got all the chocolate. You used to be able to get them at QVC. I guess you can get them at different candy shops too, but see, this is kind of maybe a little too wide for some of these. I'm not sure what I want to do. Yeah, they would be cute journal cards too, that's for sure. Maybe I'll make a little, let's see, just cut a little piece of this off. Now I could stitch this too. But I'm thinking maybe I could staple this. My tiny attacher's right where it should be. Didn't get that bit in there. Oh, Judy, you have the best ideas. Judy says she doesn't have candied apples, but she has fresh Georgia peaches, some grilled with cinnamon dulce sauce, and some with vanilla ice cream. Oh my. Oh my. That's what I should have asked for my birthday, a peach pie. Peach pie is my fave. My fave. All right, so let's glue this down. Just making decisions today. Making decisions. Ooh, Teresa's got fresh cherries. Are they Bing cherries? I love Bing cherries. I could eat a whole pound of them myself. Okay, so now I'm going to need some kind of a button there. Some kind of a button or bling or something. Something. We're doing these piecemeal. I don't want to drag out all my my laces from Pearl, because first of all, I don't want to create any envy. Second of all, I don't want you to realize how addicted I am to lace. Isn't this a pretty trim? One thing I don't have a lot of is trim. Oh look, I'm showing you the backside. Even the backside's pretty. Isn't that pretty? Maybe that can go right there. Let's see. Trim that there. I'm wondering if I lost a contact lens overnight, if I rubbed it out of my eye, because I'm not seeing that great. Yeah, I think maybe I did. All right. Candy says, we have cherries at our house, but bought at the store. Judy has 2 bushels. Oh, 2 bushels of peaches a friend went and picked. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Goliath's peach pie. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Nice. Gosh, I haven't had a good peach in a long time. I really like nectarines. To me, they taste like a peach, but you don't have the fuzz. You don't have to deal with the fuzz. I'm not a fan of the fuzz. Gotta say, not a fan of the fuzz. Well, I'm not a fan of the peach fuzz, I should say. Probably told this story before when I worked and I was kind of an event planner for our department, the event planner, and we did a southern thing and we were giving peaches um, as an event gift, for people. Hey, hi, Carol. And I got peaches from Georgia. I think it was Dickey Farms, if I'm remembering correctly. I had case after case after case of these peaches. And we had some left over, so I gifted some to my mom and dad. Well, they were like so thrilled. They were the best peaches. I mean, they were just delicious. Tomatoes and avocados, huh? I'm learning to use avocados more and add them to my diet, which I think is a plus. I don't have any right now. I've seen a couple different ways in which you can. Oh, thank you, Carol. That's very sweet. Thank you for the birthday greeting. Um, yes, well, we used to do that with tomatoes out in Dad's garden. Oh my goodness. And boy, what I wouldn't give for one of my dad's tomatoes. Vale, she prefers nectarines also. Oh, peaches make you itch. A peach pie or peach crumble. Oh yeah, cute peach cobbler. Oh my lord, yeah. Haven't had that in years. Years. Okay, so now you kind of just go with the flow and like add stuff when you see it. I don't know that I need too much with this, but I need something. Need something here. Boy, a real sprig of something would be nice, right? I think I threw away all. I thought Christmas stuff, but that's not. Let's just see something like this. I'll have to dig through my stuff, but like that would go with the card. Something real. Mhm. I used to have purple, like little purple plumes. That would be pretty. I don't know why. It's my fault, Ange. It's my fault. Always talking about, I'm going to lose my nail. My nail's sitting over here. Get back here. I need to look for some buttons. All right, let's see. Let's dig out some buttons. Oh, look. I've got a bunch of blue ribbon. Whoop. Now I've got a rogue Christmas decoration. All right, let's see. I know I've got buttons in here, I think. I don't know if I want to use these buttons. These might be buttons I don't want to part with. See, I have issues. I have issues, my dear friends. I have issues. I don't know who did this. This is a cute little thing. See, that's got that shank on it. I don't know if I can get that off. That's metal. I might be able to snip that off. Let's see what else we got here. This is a low profile one. That could work. Oh, this is pretty. I'm thinking I might need some washi, not washi, some cheesecloth. But I don't think I want, oh, a butterfly would be nice choice. What about that little guy? A couple of those. But I don't think I want, I might have green. I don't think I want, well, I've been looking for these too. It's a chicken. Cheesecloth. Yes, Cubby, did you? Oh, yeah, that's an idea. A lot of them will snap right off, though, if I use my pinchers. Oh, that's pretty. This is green. That would go with it. It's still got the metal. See, that's old timey. Maybe just the button collection. That's missing a gem. Oh, is that the gem? Hold on. Might be it. That's too green. Maybe I do have butterflies. I have a lot of those green ones. I love that. I love this one too. Oh, look, that's got thread in it, or still got thread in it. Let's use that. It's a dark green. Maybe I'll just do a little button cluster here. Oh, thank you, Carol. I could have done a better job, but I'm not used to doing the live outside. Mary's so good at it. But the flowers are just gorgeous. I mean, they really are. And they'll look beautiful till, gosh, into October. I think it was last year we cut a bunch of the blooms and I put them in a tan tissue paper and tied them with a big piece of lace, big lace bow, Oh my gosh, they were so pretty. All right, let me see if I spin around here. Spin, spin, spin. I think it's right there. I have some of Jacqueline's. I don't know why I have such a hard time remembering the word cheesecloth, but I do. I think Jacqueline's cheesecloth is in here. And I think I might have green. Yes, it might be too green, but maybe just a little bit will be good to, let's see, where can I put this backwards? Crash and make a big noise. Let's try there. Let's see. Okay. All right, so I'm not going to use these. Let's still use that. Let's see. I'm going to put these chickens back. Smells good. All her dyed stuff kind of smells cool. Can't tell you what the smell is, but it just smells cool. Cool. Oh, that's attached to mine. Okay. So let me get a little bit of this. Just a little smidgen. A little smidgen. Now, the cheesecloth that Jacqueline uses drips really nice. The cheesecloth that I have used, not so much. It's like hers is more better. Hers is more better. Hers is more solid. Mine is real open and airy. They're both kind of cool, but hers is easier to use for sure. And you can tear it easily. What's Carol saying? Candy said, Carol, I didn't plant one this year because we're moving in 2 weeks. You're really moving in 2 weeks? Nice. Nice. All right. This still has the metal, like the staple in it. Really, Joyce? Oh, you'll have to let me know how it works out. My neighbor passed, so I'm not going to get one. But I'm glad I told her I was going to get it for her. I said to her when she was in the hospital, I have an idea for your birthday. Do you want to know what it is? I said, because we can do it before your birthday so you can enjoy it. So we were chatting about it. She was thrilled with the idea. But of course, now it's, not happening. But oh, I'm sorry. It turned out to be a bummer, like a hard. Oh, that's a shame. You're having a hard time. Okay, so I need something to put in this button. Thread's already in that button. I think I want to put a little piece of this here. Maybe we'll glue that so it can hang down. It's been a long time coming for Candy to get this move under her belt. So hopefully all that will work out and go well for her the next couple of weeks. It's cool that you got it for your birthday, Joyce. Nice. Ooh, closer to me. Candy, you'll have to let me know what town, what area. Oh, look, that needs thread too. I guess the different colors are okay. Huh? That was kind of big. Yes, Jacqueline definitely needs to get closer. Kellyanne could too, but I don't think she's gonna move closer either. All right. I'm looking for some thread that's gonna work. That's right here. And then I'll probably skedaddle. I don't see any. I think I put all that away. Yes, I live in a really nice community. Come, come, come. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be a riot? All right, I've got yellow ribbon. Tie a yellow ribbon. Maybe we'll just use that and see how it looks. We'll see how it looks. Oh, you know what? I think this is on a needle, which might be. Yes, yes. Tie a yellow ribbon. Joyce, I said to him he should have his own channel and he should call it Everyday Gardening with Ron, something like that, because he has a reason why he does what he does. And I think people would enjoy that, but I don't think he's interested. Like even just how he started those cuttings. I should really see if I could find. Might not be. Mary and I don't chat too much, so maybe it's not too far back. I should look. Or the Naked Thumb. Yes, I can. Can you see Ron going for that? Calling his channel the Naked Thumb. The gardener's thumb. You can't do the green thumb. That's too, what do they say, too prosaic. All right, if I go here, and I go here, and I go back, and oh, I got people saying happy birthday. And I go to, where's Mary? Mary Abrams. This is way back, way back, way back. Oh, no, not too far back. Okay, here we go. This is what he did. Got that shelving unit, and then he purchased these, like they're not UV lights. I don't even know if they're garden. I don't even know what kind of lights they are. They're like what do we used to have across the ceiling? Like when you were in a building, like a work building. They're long and skinny lights. But they were so bright. And then look, they just all started blooming. These are all, he took over 100 cuttings. I think he said he only lost 3. So this is kind of jazzy does. Fluorescent. Thank you. Whew, jeez. Jeez Louise. And then he would pinch them back, so they would get thicker and spread out, not be real spindly, And yeah, it always looked like aliens were landing. All right, this I'm going to try to snap that off. I got a bunch of different tools in here. It's just a matter of can I grab the right tool? Here's one. Here's one. Okay. Nice. So now it's just a matter of, I don't know if I want that dark one in there, laying these out and nestling them in. And I don't want to cover up my, all of my cheesecloth. I just keep wanting to say washi, and it's not washi tape. It's cheesecloth. Come on. Come on. Somebody cooperate. Put a little bit of glue there. Actually, those two look pretty cute. I think I need more than that. Maybe I need some beads. I'm having a hard time reading chat. Lori, you left hand looks like you might. Lori, your left hand looks like my right one that I have to. Oh, it does? What, because of this, Ange? This is all paint and stuff that from my messing around with those stencils earlier. Okay, I'm probably going to put some other stuff on here. I'm not sure. But that looks kind of cute, right? All right, I'm going to be pulling out some other stuff to jazz some of these up, but I think that's enough for today. I got to get crack-a-lack in here. So I'm on a little longer than I had anticipated, but at least I feel like I got something accomplished. And I've got to pull out some ephemera. I've got plenty of it sitting around. I've got all the Tim Holtz stuff and stuff from digitals and just a lot of different things I can use. I just have to pull them out and use them and stop hoarding them, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go, and I haven't had any breakfast. I'm starting to feel a little peckish, so I'm going to have a little something before the kids come. And before I pull anything else out to work on this, I'm going to clean up my room a little bit. So thank you. I'm sure I'll just have a wonderful day with my kids here. So I'm looking so forward to spending some time with my kids. I really am. So thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching the garden tour. I appreciate that. And these I printed them off and cut them out and then glued them on a little bit of like chipboard type of cardboard. You could use a piece of cereal box, if you have that. Oh, you're welcome, Teresa. And so I had cans sitting on them to try to straighten them out because they were getting a little bendy. So, all right. So now I'm going to go get myself in order and presentable for company here in South Jersey. So I plan to be back on Tuesday evening, if nothing else should arise and life should remain the same. So hope to see you Tuesday evening. If you can pop in and join me, that would be fun. But until now, don't forget, take time to be creative, enjoy the journey. And until next time, bye-bye for now.